Now, let's leave the grassroots level and go to, it's still the age grade level, but at this level, the under 20, if you can play good football, you are close to the senior men's national team. The Flying Eagles, this team is one team that Nigeria should do all they can to keep. Now, look at that. It was just 2 moves, and Taiwo Awoniyi was right there. A long ball located him, and that's a goal. Kunle, this is a team that is such an admiration.
Yeah, such an admiration. They have a fantastic team, a delight to watch any time. We all saw it coming. The team, most of the players that played the last under-17 World Cup, which they eventually won, and they've actually progressed henceforth, and they have a very tactically, a bench that is actually full of, good coaches who knows their onions, and it wasn't surprising they are beginning to, get the much needed result. We saw the way they played at the Super 6, where they took virtually all the teams they played apart and wrote to this very tournament. And then, this game was actually, we were 10 man down, a man down.
Yeah.
We had the numeric disadvantage, and it didn't show. And they still went, they were just a goal up in that game. And, they went ahead to secure victory in that one. It wasn't just securing victory, they scored as many as 3 more goals after they scored the first. I think it's a very good one. And then, we know that, just like the coaches have said, complacency shouldn't be allowed. You just have to go out and, secure a victory against Cote d'Ivoire. And then whichever team they play on Wednesday in the semi-final, they just have to go ahead and actually win. The game against Ivorians, I'm actually particular about it. Yeah. The Ivorians defeated this same team that was the last on the 17th tournament, and the guys cried. They defeated them at the group stage, and also they defeated them in the final. So the guys have said they are going to pay the Ivorians back in their coins. And good to know the Ivorians are not playing well. They are not really. They've not been in the best of form. They've only they played 2 games and they drew the 2 games, really showing that the Flying Eagles really have what it takes to actually take them to the cleaners.
That's it, Coach Manu Garba team. They will take on Cote d'Ivoire tomorrow. And then Congo and Senegal will play the other game. Remember, the Flying Eagles have qualified for the semi-finals and the FIFA Under-20 World Cup in New Zealand. Big ups to Coach Manu Garba and his team. Let's leave football now and talk table tennis. When you see the results on your screen, you will know it's not a good story for Nigeria. Well, but that's the Under-21 category. Ojo Ono Olakpo got so close. Why? He was leading 2-0, but then he still lost it to Egypt's Magdishadi. And then the lady you see on your screen, wearing the red and black jersey, she's going to get the ball. Dina Meshref, that's her right there on your screen. See the way she plays table tennis and see the way she keeps out her hand. Look at that. She's so talented. She's top seeded for this championship. She didn't lose a game to win the women's Under-21 category. She's Egyptian. She defeated her compatriot, and she's going for the double in the women. The story hasn't changed much. It shows the Egyptians, they've been putting so much into table tennis, and they're ripping it.
Yeah, they are ripping it. We actually went to sleep. You said it in your intro. There was a time when we were actually the #1 team in Africa. We were dominant force in Africa. But, somewhere along the line, we went to sleep, and the Egyptians, with proper good planning, were able to actually come close. And, of course, they actually toppled us. But with the coming in of the president of the Nigerian Table Tennis Federation, the person of Waheed Oshodi, has been able to bring a lot into table tennis, and we're beginning to reap, the fruits as we speak. They are actually doing well. Sad that we are not really doing well, but I think with the kind of, plans being put in place by the president, I think the future is very bright for table tennis in Nigeria.
Really bright indeed for table tennis in Nigeria. Then we're expecting some fixtures today in the men's singles quarterfinals. Arnaud Quadri will be taking on his compatriot Adeyinka Ahmed. Ojo Ono Olakpo, it's not a good story for him in Under-21. He will be trying to get something out of the men's singles when he takes on Babatunde Musbau. That's also in Nigeria. Oyeni Romboboye will take on Ramadan Syed of Egypt. Silva Andre is actually a teammate of Arnaud Quadri, plays for GT Toledo in Portugal. Will be taking on Fagba Mila, a Nigerian. Silva Diogo, also a teammate of Arnaud Quadri, will be taking on Asaka Lead. He loves this competition. He's been doing so well. And Fatik Mahmoud will take on his compatriot Asa Omar. Remember Osama, he's been doing everything to take his table tennis to the next level. So that's it. Fixtures for the men's single of the IWTF World Tour Lagos Open. Meshrev Dina, you saw her playing good table tennis. She has also won the under 21 category. She'll play her compatriot, the Helmi Yusra. Helmi Yusra actually took out my table tennis favorite in Nigeria, Esther Oribamishe. So she's out of the championship. Effiong Janet will be taking on compatriot Edem of Young. Remember, we showed you they were both practicing together. They didn't know that they will get to meet themselves again. And of course, it's Funke Oshonaike also still in that one. So that's it. Let's leave table tennis now. Talk about tennis. It's a comeback for Serena Williams, talking about the Indian Wells Championship. She left in 2001 because Kunle, she said she didn't like the racist chants, but now she's back.
Yeah, good to know. She said some couple of weeks ago that I think she has reached a stage in her career where nothing, really matters, because she has 19 Grand Slam titles in her kitty, and she's been playing for a very long time. And she also read a book by Nelson Mandela on how to forgive and forget. It was really sad, painful, about the racism chants that was actually meted out to her sister and also their father, Richard, which wasn't really pleasant. They were in the final. The sister, Venus, actually boycotted the semi-final game in 2001. And, afterwards, when the final, on the day of the final, herself, Serena, Venus, and Richard actually were there to actually watch the final, but they were abused by the spectators, and they didn't really deem this very good, and that has been the reason why she has boycotted. Like she said, she's back, and a lot of people have spoken to her, and the dad has actually given his consent, as in for Serena to actually come back. So it's a very good one from her.
Very good one for Serena Williams, and she actually said Novak Djokovic spoke to her to actually get back to the Indian Wells, and she's back. Let's quickly talk about boxing. Yes, and that's because time is running out. Boxing, that's one sport that gets us talking, not because of the excitement involved in it, because of the names, the glamour, the charisma that these boxers show. These guys, Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather Jr., Kunle, since the announcement of this fight has been talk. I want to get you talking.
Yeah, I think Manny Pacquiao have actually decided to accept everything that Floyd Mayweather offers, and is actually ready. This might just be for Floyd Mayweather. He said is at the twilight of his career, and the same for Manny Pacquiao. And it's really very eminent that this bout actually takes center stage, and it's good that it's really going to be happening. For Manny Pacquiao, who says he's going to take the money man Floyd Mayweather to the cleaners, I think he really has his work cut out. If you ask me, he has lost about 4 times.
He's not scared of falling.
But Manny Pacquiao has never lost.
Yeah.
And I think, no, I'm talking about Floyd Mayweather now.
Yeah.
I think he has what it takes. Considering the fact that I think Manny Pacquiao is a bit distracted with this political appointment and all that. I don't know if we'll have enough time to actually prepare for this, because it's a very big, a very huge one, just like you said. But I still feel that, the money man, talking about Floyd Mayweather, will carry the day at the end.
Okay, that's Kunle Phillips saying Floyd Mayweather Jr. Will win that big, huge, massive fight on May 2nd in Las Vegas. But 50 Cent also believes that Mayweather will win. What Oscar De La Hoya says, it's the Pac-Man. Freddie Roach says, it's the Pac-Man. Well, I'll tell you who will win after the fight on May the 2nd. That's it. With that punch, we wrap up sports this morning on Channels Television. Remember, thank you so much for coming on the program. I was about letting go of that one. Remember, we'll leave here. You can keep talking to us on Twitter, or Channels_Sports, and on Facebook, or Channels-Sports. That's it on behalf of the ever dedicated sports team at Channels Television Sports Center in Lagos, Nigeria. My name is Austin Okonakwan. Sports is so much fun, and I'll prove it to you. Watch this video of Roger Federer playing tennis with a young guy, and then Federer was dazzled. Watch the video, enjoy it, and as you do so, remember, let's keep talking sports. Bye for now.
Uh-oh, got a challenge here for Roger.
We go real fast to the top here. A young guy here. Looks like he's ready to go.
Oh, look at this.
Roger's freaked out. backcourt. He lobbed over Federer's head for a winner. Here it goes.
Well, the whole point of me coming back was not to necessarily focus on what happened 13 years ago. And it was more or less to focus on how I felt and if it was the right opportunity for me to come back now and for me to be at this tournament. So I think I kind of let that go. With my dad, I was a little nervous for him as well, and I wrote about that because he's been through some things when he was growing up as well as a young man. When I was done telling him, I was really, it was really emotional time for me when I was talking to him. And I was like, I think I should go back, but I'm not going to go back if you don't want me to. The last thing I want to do is, do something that I don't think is right for all of us. And he said it would be a big mistake if I didn't go back. And I thought that was really admirable.